Many hypnotists all over the world still did not figure this out. So many of them that I have seen over the years just stay glued to their script all the time, almost to the point of not listening to their client, of almost disconnecting with the mind of their client as they speak, because they worry too much. They worry about the possibility that the client does not change, or whenever the client says, I'm not sure anything is happening, I'm not sure anything happened. For example, after a trance process, the client wakes up, the subject gets out of trance and says, yeah, but I was not really hypnotized. Probably they were, but according to their definition, maybe they did not get disconnected or like controlled like they saw on TV, whatever the thought they had in mind. Just they think nothing happened, or like they don't really understand that what you propose is not what they were expecting, but you are a professional, they are not a professional, so you know better than them. But it may be tricky to explain that to some clients who may be stuck and stupid. Whatever the reason is, some hypnotists start doubting their skills when they get a negative feedback from just one client. After just one session? Really? I even saw hypnotherapists doing a great job, having great skills, great ideas, insights about how to help others, and they just get one bad session. One session that does not happen as it was expected, the client did not change as much as expected, or something wrong happened, the person complained for whatever reason. Just after that one session, they lose confidence, they don't try anything anymore, and they are over cautious about, oh yeah, you know, I'm just somebody certified by this company, so it may not be the best, maybe you look for somebody more advanced than me. And I'm like, dude, you have the skills, you have been working on that for like 5, 10, 15 years. Of course you can help people and you can make people pay for your services. There's nothing to like devalue yourself about. But so many of them who just had one bad experience start putting into question everything they say, everything they do, just because of that one bad experience. On the other hand, obviously, you have, on the absolute opposite of that spectrum, you have hypnotists who are always confident. They seem always confident, and for a pretty good chunk of them, they actually are always confident when they work with any type of client, in any type of situation, even situations and clients that they are not qualified to help, as if you had to be qualified, like if you had to stop smoking yourself to help a smoker. Well, does that improve your, would that help? Of course it would help, but just because you never smoked yourself, does that mean you can't help somebody who smokes? No, there is nothing like, if you are able to understand the human mind, human blockages, unconscious blockages, all of that, and the processes to detach all those negative assumptions about why do they maintain themselves in a bad situation, then you are qualified. Anyway, the unconscious mind is the same whether the person comes from for a smoking problem, for a childhood trauma, whatever. Their mind works the same. Our minds all work the same way. Okay, it's not like technology where things are evolving every 6 months. The human mind has been the same for like thousands of years, and I'm not sure, I don't think it is anywhere near changing, at least not in drastic ways. So if you understand the human mind, of course you are qualified to help all the cases you may encounter. So confident hypnotists can always adapt no matter what the client says, and they don't doubt their skills. They can hypnotize a subject basically just by thinking about it. When they start focusing their mind and thinking of, okay, now I want to get this person in trance, maybe they are not even going to say anything specific, like using a trance induction, a certain embedded command. Maybe they will not even use anything specific, but just their intention into their eyes. Their intention is going to be felt, sensed, noticed from the unconscious mind of the subject, and they will go into a trance. Just watch Bandler whenever he gets somebody on stage. That's pretty obvious, like he's not even letting a choice to the person about will he or will he not go into a trance. It's like, no, you hear, boom, go. No questions asked. And that strong intention is something that is quite often dismissed because people only focus on what is visible or can be heard. For example, the language. Oh, what did he say? Whenever I get that question on my emails, please, I have already replied so many times, stop sending me the same question. When you see hypnosis shows, the language, the specific things they say to make people go on stage and fall into a trance, this is not about the language, this is about the confidence, the pre-test first of the audience, and then on stage it is about the confidence and the overall assertiveness of the hypnotist, much more than the actual language they say. Just to try to lower the amount of emails we receive, that being out of the way. So it is much more about the intention you have behind, and developing a strong intention is a skill. It's not like you have or you don't have it. First of all, it builds up from experience, but not only, because some people have 20 years of experience and are still insecure about, I'm not sure it's going to work. So it's not just the experience helps in any case. Then it is about a mental change, a mental process. And whatever you say, whatever you do, your mental state will transcend through your nonverbals, and more specifically through your eyes. The eyes can be mentioned as the mirror of the soul, as the mirror of the deepest intentions of people. Quite often, if you are in a relaxed, receptive state and you don't have anything negative that you think about in the moment, just crossing somebody's eyes will probably let you get some insights about what they are about. If you meet them for real, face to face, their whole nonverbal attitude will also play a part, but more specifically, their eyes will tell you so many things if and only if your mind is clear, no thoughts in the present moment. If you are yourself into your own head thinking, or if you worry because whatever today happened that was bad news, then you may not be receptive enough to notice, to catch those things. But when you have a clear mind and a strong intention from the inside built up because you have clarified your state, your internal state is pure, clarified. When you have this clear state inside, clear head inside yourself, then just looking at somebody by focusing on the thought of putting that person in a trance will in many cases be enough. Without even saying anything specific. You might just say very random things, like I saw the beauty of the sun the other day, but if you say that by having that strong intention in your voice, in your eyes, and saying, when I saw the beauty of that sun the other day, something happened. And right now it's not the same demeanor, the same behavior than when I was just saying that randomly. And that may not be enough, obviously, to make you go into a trance, but the idea is your state will always dictate how people respond to you. And during the past week, I have been telling you about a method I have just published, which is called the Neo Eyes, as a small reference to the character Neo in the Matrix movie, who can see things nobody can see. As a small reference, you get the point. The Neo Eyes, which is all about this process, but deconstructed into a series of steps, because so many trainers just say, okay, here is the technique, now do it. It is not that simple in many cases. It is that simple if you already are close to being on that level. But I know many people watching those videos or learning about this are not extremely advanced yet. They are on the path of becoming super advanced, but they are still at the phase where they need more instructions. So that was the goal with that method I published. With the Neo Eyes, it was to deconstruct, for example, a mental strategy to transform all your worries, if you ever happen to worry during a session, to not know what to say anymore, or to be scared about what if the person doesn't like what I'm going to say. Okay, this is a fact. This happens to almost everyone. But where do we go from here, okay? It's not just about, be confident, boom. Yeah, you don't know how, it's not really clear about what is confidence, what is not confidence. That is really what I wanted to create with this method, showing you a simple roadmap you can apply step by step very easily, so that your mind gets clear just before a session. When you want to prepare yourself to go hypnotizing somebody, even if you're kind of moody, not in a good state, you have had trouble this morning or yesterday with your loved ones, with whatever happened, even in those situations, being able to just switch off, first of all, switch off any negative, whatever, or clearing out any negative charge, and then charging up, lightening up, switching on that creative, positive, focused state that will allow you to break through the walls of the client in front of you and see through all the bullshit they serve you in the beginning, because not that they want to serve you bullshit, but when people come into a therapy session, it's because they don't know what's happening. They think they know, but what they think they know is not actually what's happening deep down. And the goal of this intense focused intention is specifically to go fish for that and to go catch all those things from inside their mind that they can't really articulate by themselves. And you can check that method with the link down below in the description. I have also included a hypnotic track that will specifically serve that purpose of, okay, you just had one session, it went bad, or like it really exhausted, it was exhausting. How, if you are worrying or if you are exhausted, how do we start from there? How do we go from that state and charge you up again to a state where you can improvise, where you can be fluent, where you can be creative with your clients? How can you lead your own brain from that negative state, like, I really can't do that anymore, to going back to positive, ecstatic, joyful, enthusiast about the next session? This is accomplished inside your mind, and many people don't have the necessary training. I used to do a lot of self-hypnosis, meditative practices. I have on purpose included a hypnotic track that is specifically designed in the way I was hypnotizing myself in the beginning, to clear my mind, to become much more reactive, productive, and creative with my mind on switch, whenever I wanted, to be able to turn that on whenever I wanted. And that is something that I noticed was too often missing from people's training or from people's understanding about what they need when it comes to becoming an NLP practitioner or hypnotherapist or any kind of therapist or healer in general. So until 2 days from now, the method is still available down below. First link in the description if you want to check that, and I would be glad to guide you through all this process step by step to develop that intense focus in your eyes and in your overall state. The eyes is just a mirror of what's happening deep down, but it is more about the overall state you are into whenever you want to hypnotize others and be effective, efficient with your clients, whatever they come for. And in any case, I will see you again on YouTube pretty soon on the next video.